So Canada's Globe and Mail newspaper has just published a detailed investigative report on noted Khalistani extremist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Nijjar was murdered in Canada on June 18, 2023, and as you might remember, Canada alleged that India's government was responsible for his death. Now, Nijjar's death has created a major diplomatic firestorm between India and Canada, and India has always maintained that Nijjar was a Khalistani extremist and a terrorist, whereas Canada has had a very different view. Last week, Canada's parliament even held a moment of silence for Nijjar. And this moment of silence led to a lot of outrage and anger in India because Indians saw it as honoring someone who they saw as an extremist and a terrorist. But this new investigative report from the Globe and Mail has confirmed what India has been saying all along, that Hardeep Singh Nijjar was actually someone who is an extremist with deep links to violent Khalistan terrorism. So the top highlights of the report, we're going to just summarize that for you. First of all, it points out that Nijjar's extremist ties actually go back decades. Now, Nijjar was born in Punjab in 1977, and at a young age, he was exposed to the Khalistan militancy as his family provided support to insurgents. Nijjar told friends that he was inspired to join the Khalistan movement by Anok Singh Babbar. And Anok Babbar was the founder of Babbar Khalsa, which is a terrorist group, and this group, the Babbar Khalsa, has been designated a terror outfit in both India and Canada. The Babbar Khalsa, for example, was also responsible for the 1985 Air India Kanishka bombings, which killed around 329 people. As a young man, Nijjar was quite close to Babbar. Nijjar was also friends with Hardeep Singh Deepa, who joined the Khalistan Commando Force. Now, the KCF was responsible for mass murders of Hindus in Punjab. And this report also reveals that Nijjar was arrested in 1995 because of his links with the killers of Beyan Singh, who was Punjab's CM and who was assassinated in 95. But now all of this details Nijjar's links to extremism while he was in India. But the report from the Globe and Mail also shows that these links to extremism continued even after he went to Canada. The report, for example, reveals that Nijjar lied to Canadian agencies and denied links to the Khalistani cause. But once he managed to get into Canada, Nijjar was still in contact with extremists like Mandeep Dhaliwal and Jagtar Singh Tara. Dhaliwal was arrested for trying to kill Shiv Sena leaders in India, while Tara was the man who was convicted for the 1995 killing of Punjab CM Beyan Singh. Now, Nijjar also spent time in Pakistan, which is a bit of a red flag for India because India has constantly stated that Pakistan has been a major sponsor of Khalistani terrorism. During his time in Canada, Nijjar also became more active in Sikh community activities and took over leadership of the Guru Nanak Singh Gurudwara, which is in Surrey. So one of the things that Nijjar did as leader of the Guru Nanak Gurudwara was to hang a portrait of Talwinder Singh Parmar, who was a terrorist who was considered responsible for the Air India bombings of 1985. He was killed by Indian police after fleeing Canada. So now this report clearly demonstrates that Nijjar had links to extremism. But another thing that the report makes clear is that Canada's agencies actually knew that Nijjar was a threat. The report reveals that Nijjar was actually questioned by Canadian police several times. He had provided weapons training to other Sikh men, and Canada's agencies were suspicious of Nijjar. So much so that his business and personal bank accounts were frozen, and he was also placed on a no-fly list, which prevented him from undertaking air travel. His bank also called in his loans since he was seen as a threat to national security. Despite knowing this, Canada's parliament marked his death anniversary last week. In fact, Nijjar was warned about a threat to his life in the days before he died by gang members who came forward and told him that his life may be at risk. And these revelations prove that Canada's attempt to treat Nijjar as a murder activist are dangerously wrong. In its report, the Globe also acquired videos of Nijjar calling for violence to achieve Khalistan. And also now Canada's government will have to explain why it's just honoured and exposed extremists in parliament.